Hello friends, I hope you are well. TechManPat here, and I've just come back from overseas, from China in fact, a city called Chongqing. It's a mega city of over 30 million people, where I got to visit Midea's cutting-edge smart HVAC factory. Now Midea invited me to see their Lighthouse manufacturing site in action. They showcased their Industry 4.0 automation, and I wanted to share that experience with you. And I suspect we'll be hearing a lot more about Midea in Australia very soon. So maybe like me, you'll find that seeing where our so-called made in China tech really comes from, literally everything on this table, it'll be a big eye-opener. Well, it was for me anyway. So big thanks to Midea Building Technologies for sponsoring this trip. Let's jump right into it after the intro. First, a quick snapshot of Chongqing, and this city is massive. It's built on steep mountains at the junction of two rivers with skyscrapers layered at different elevations. It's actually one of China's most vibrant and distinctive cities, famous for its blazing hot pots, and I mean hot from a heat point of view and chilly point of view, and stunning nightscapes. But fun fact, locals joke that Chongqing has three beauties: the beautiful woman, they credit the spicy food for that one, and the delicious hot pot, and Midea itself, since Midea literally means beautiful in Chinese. What I would say is this city is the quintessential Chinese experience. It's an urban jungle and perfect backdrop for a tech tour like this. Now, we started off the tour by stopping by a real-world application along the Yangtze River. It's an ecological park that has become a model for green development. It's basically a former industrial site, now reforested with wetlands and runs on smart energy systems. The whole island runs on Midea's clean energy tech and smart controls. It's a great example of technology and sustainability. But before we get ahead of ourselves, who is Midea Group? Well, it's one of the world's largest appliance makers. It started in 1968 in Guangdong, and today it's a Fortune Global 500 company with operations in over 200 countries. Now, Midea makes everything from kitchen appliances to, of course, air conditioners. So HVAC is one of their core businesses. And in fact, they manufacture a huge number of the AC units sold globally, and sometimes actually under other brand names that you may recognize. They own Toshiba's home appliance brand and the Little Swan laundry brand, amongst many others. This global giant is now bringing its high-tech sustainable HVAC innovations to new markets like ours. So Midea asked me to share my thoughts on the tour and their technology through an Australian lens. First thing that stood out to me is how seriously they treat innovation, especially in a market that is crowded by long-established players. One clear example is their work on magnetic levitation chillers. Picture an AC compressor that literally floats on magnetic bearings as it spins, removing friction and cutting out noise. It feels like space-age engineering for HVAC, and Midea is one of the companies making that technology practical and mainstream. So for us in Australia, this translates to less maintenance and longer product life. And here's where it gets more interesting. Midea has already launched its second generation of this technology called MagBoost Apex. It's equipped with a world-first compressor magnetic bearing that achieves a static levitation accuracy of 0.5 microns, and compared with traditional inverter water-cooled screw chillers, it delivers a 10% increase on full load COP and a 30% improvement in overall operating energy efficiency. And all core components are independently developed by Midea, ensuring more accessible after-sales services and actually enhanced cost effectiveness. Now, during the factory tour, we stopped inside Midea's Chongqing HVAC hub. And straight away, it was pretty clear to see this wasn't your average assembly line. In March 2024, the site was certified by the World Economic Forum as the world's first Lighthouse factory in the chiller sector, marking it as one of the most advanced manufacturing facilities in the industry. So walking in, you see why. Robots and automated guide vehicles zip around delivering parts, and a central AI system orchestrates everything. Now, Midea uses end-to-end AI and digital twin simulation here, so they can literally virtually model production and then optimize it all in real time. And these innovations have cut production cycles by roughly 64%. According to Midea. Now, nearly 2/3 faster, that's pretty incredible. And I think the question many will have is, what about quality control? How well does Midea do this? Well, automated vision systems inspect each unit, and an AI can predict potential faults before they happen. And the whole operation feels like a glimpse into the future. It's clean, efficient, and largely automated, with skilled humans supervising the smart machines. And it's not just fast, it's pretty green too. The factory runs largely on renewable energy, and it is certified carbon neutral. In fact, around 30% of the power needs come from solar and on-site batteries. Now, after the factory tour, we sat down for a Q&A with Midea's executives, including the general manager of building technologies. They made it clear that Asia Pacific, Australia included of course, is now a top priority for Midea. He also noted that the two big trends in HVAC are decarbonization and smart technology. And this is exactly where, as far as I can tell, Midea is focusing its R&D. And we of course made sure to check, and the Midea stated they're ensuring all products meet the Australian standards, and they said they're even tweaking designs for local conditions such as the hot sites where we mine. The eyebrow-raising moment for me though was finding out they developed a small-scale version of their magnetic levitation chiller so that even mid-sized buildings can use the cutting-edge technology, not just the large mine sites. In short, I think Midea is gearing up to bring its best technologies to Australia, and it's tailoring it for the market, the needs, and the size. So what does this all mean for us here in Australia? It means I think we're about to get more choices and innovation in especially how we heat and cool our buildings and homes. Midea's smart HVAC technology is very relevant here. They're big on smart controls, their systems connect to apps and building management platforms for greater control and insight. They're also integrating with solar energy systems. For instance, Midea has an all-in-one energy management setup that lets solar panels directly power your air conditioning or heat pump. Then it stores the excess energy in batteries to cut grid size. And of course, energy efficiency is a huge focus here in Australia. So their units deliver a lot of cooling for much less electricity, which is good news for your power bill and cutting emissions, and if you have a home battery. So Australia strives to decarbonize. I think efficient HVACs will probably help, and it's a win-win overall. Now, I will note my initial worry was support in Australia, but I was sort of glad to see that Midea isn't just dropping products here without support. They're partnering with local distributors and installers. So when Midea gear hits the market, your usual HVAC contractor might be the one offering it with obviously full local support and backup. In other words, we get the advanced tech and along with the local expertise to keep it running smoothly. Now, they already have existing support networks in Australia, and we were told that they're growing each month. So keep an eye out for Midea products in Australia. I suspect you'll start seeing the name pop up with HVAC installers very soon. I'll be doing a follow-up video to dive deeper in some of the cool tech we saw that requires a whole video on its own, the maglev chiller and this whole Industry 4.0 setup. So stay tuned for that. Now, the best thing you can do, and what Midea asked me to do and ask you, is check out their YouTube channel, Instagram, and of course, the website. Following these channels, you'll get to see when things kick off in Australia, if you're of interest. They may end up being part of your new home build or even office. So big thanks to Midea Building Technologies for inviting me on this trip and sponsoring the video. And thank you very much to you for watching. So if you enjoyed this inside look, do give it a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks again, I'll catch you in the next one. Keep cool and bye for now.